About to hit $100,000 per Bitcoin. And it's going to happen very, very soon. It can happen very much this week and going into next week. These are the two critical, 14-day time period I would be very closely watching out for, because right now we're trying to break above a huge bullish pennant that has been forming for the past a few days or so, right? So it started on the 13th of November. We've been in this bullish pennant for now over a week, and we're trying to make it to $100,000. And in this video, we'll be talking about what we should be doing with Bitcoin, particularly why I opened a Bitcoin long position, why altcoins are not doing as well as we expect them to do. Ethereum, so many other altcoins are lagging massively behind. Dogecoin actually is doing relatively well, but all the other altcoins are performing in a very bad way. And we'll also discuss how Microstrategy's Michael Saylor just put in $4.6 billion into Bitcoin yesterday. How President Trump, with his stock DJT, his media company, is planning on acquiring Bakkt, one of the biggest crypto on-ramp and off-ramp solutions in the world. And it's just a bunch more stuff. So make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe to become a crypto kid as soon as possible, because you do not want to miss out on the content that's coming up during this bull market. There will be fantastic opportunities like the one you're seeing right now. There is a huge trading opportunity, which I will get into in just a second. Make sure to destroy the like button, turn on the notification bell, and click all. And if you've done all of the following, then we can get into the content. So the first thing is first, Bitcoin is presenting a beautiful bullish pennant on the 1 hourly time frame. And the thing with bull markets is that you always have a higher potential of breaking further towards the upside than to come crashing down. You always have to give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt whenever you're in a bull market. There's always a higher probability that Bitcoin goes up compared to it going down. So I am giving Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt here, and I think there is a beautiful long trading opportunity. And if we do end up breaking down, it's not the end of the world. I think there is for sure a chance that Bitcoin comes back and breaks down from 89K. There is definitely a chance that I'm seeing for Bitcoin to do that. However, we have to play by probability, and the probability here is currently a bullish move towards the upside, right? So I think an entry for a long position right now as we're breaking out could be an interesting idea. I would do a very tight stop loss. So I would put the stop loss just below the support line of this bullish pennant and put my take profit to $101,000. The reason why I would do $101,000 is because on the weekly time frame, if we just zoom out and we do a Fibonacci extension from the previous all-time high to the bottom of the bear market, you get a Fibonacci extension of 1.618 at $101,000 approximately. And what Bitcoin loves to do is it loves to test that level whenever you're going into uncharted territory, when you're in price discovery phase, where you're trying to find a price level for you to reach. You love to go up to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. So $101,000 is the take profit that I'm going to be putting for this position here, which is incredibly small, but I will scale it once I have the confirmation on the 4 hourly time frame that Bitcoin is breaking above, because like I said, there's always a chance that we come down. There's a secret chart which indicates in the long term that Bitcoin will head to 101K, but in the short term, there's still a possibility that we come down to even 75K. So I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket for the short term trade, but in the long term, I think $101,000 is for sure inevitable, and I think we're going a lot higher than that anyways. But for this one, I'm going to do $101,000. If you want to be opening trades or any positions on Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, you can go to the description down below and sign up to Bitflex to get $20 for free once you deposit $100 and do one trade. So that should give you $20 absolutely for free. It takes 20 seconds to make an account. So make sure you do that. And this trade which you open could even give you that $20 for absolutely free. So this is the trade that I'm in currently. My stop loss is going to be at $89,900. That is going to be my stop loss, $89,900. Confirm, because if we do end up breaking below the bullish pennant, like I said, it wouldn't be a fantastic scenario. There's even a chance we come down to 80 to 80k to even 77, 75k as a level of support. So I am very cautious with this, but if it works in the way that I want it to, then $101,000 should definitely be possible. So that is Bitcoin from a technical analysis perspective. Of course, we have the huge bull flag which broke out, the cup and handle, the inverse head and shoulders. You guys know about all of those things. The target, the first target for the bull flag will be as the following. So that also comes to around $99,000. Again, there's a huge confluence at that level. You have the bull flag target, you have the Fibonacci extension, and a few other things. So I think that's why a first stop at that level should be fantastic. But if you've been watching the moon shows, again, I've been saying that Bitcoin will likely consolidate here as a pit stop, and eventually we will continue rallying to the upside. So that is Bitcoin. A secret chart that I want to talk about is called the USDT dominance chart. This is by far the most important chart in all of crypto. So if I zoom out, what the USDT dominance represents is the amount of USDT dominance, so the stable coin, the most popular stable coin in circulation or in percentage use relative to the rest of the cryptocurrency market. This means that 4.2% of all capital within crypto is currently in USDT. When the USDT dominance drops, it means that people are allocating their assets into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So we can see that there's been a trend line forming since 2017. 2017, this trend line has been forming since. And we recently had a huge breakdown on this bear flag, and I've been looking at this chart for a very long time. I don't know why I never shared it before, but you can see that we had a bear flag, and as soon as we broke this bear flag on this candle, you had a huge price appreciation. So a bull flag on the Bitcoin chart, a bear flag on the USDT dominance chart, and boom, the price rockets, USDT dominance falls. Now, what's super interesting is that that move was predicted. That move was expected on the Bitcoin chart alone. But what you can see here that's different is that there's this huge support line, and we're testing the support line, which has been forming since 2017. And on the monthly time frame, you have a huge head and shoulders pattern. And apart from the head and shoulders pattern, of course, the bear flag will give you a target down at the 1% level if we measure correctly. So 1.6% is the target of this bear flag, and I would probably say like 2.18% it makes more sense. You have more support at that level. So 2.18% should be fantastic for USDT dominance. And that takes you to when Bitcoin was in the parabola stage back in 2019. So here is the start of the parabola stage where USDT dominance is 2.2%. That's what I'm expecting. And this means the price of Bitcoin, right, as you see USDT dominance collapsing and more people inject their capital into Bitcoin and other altcoins, the price of Bitcoin should continue exploding further towards the upside. That is the secret chart for today. Yes, we could have a small drop to 80,000 or 77,000. That is a possibility. But if you look at the macro picture, Bitcoin is definitely heading much further towards the upside. For the people that believe that Bitcoin is topped, just look at the Pi cycle top indicator. The Pi cycle top indicator is another secret indicator. We're sharing a lot of alpha today. Is another secret indicator which determines exactly when the price of Bitcoin has reached a top. So Pi cycle top indicator, it's on TradingView. We have predicted every single top in Bitcoin's history. 2013 first top, 2013 second top, 2017 $20,000 top. I don't know why it's not showing on the monthly time frame, but on the weekly, it also predicted the first half of the 2021 all-time high top. What you want to see for a top to emerge is the red line crossing into the green line. That is so far from happening, like so far from happening. Minimum, conservatively, Bitcoin will go to 130K. Conservatively. So if you think that it's too late to buy into Bitcoin, if you think if it's too expensive to buy into Bitcoin, you're absolutely wrong. I would definitely, if you don't have any crypto yet, go to the link for Bybit down below, create an account. KYC took like 5 minutes for a very close friend of mine for the KYC to get approved. You can buy crypto directly with a credit card, and the rates are not even too bad. So with Bybit, you can buy crypto directly with cash. You can check the link down below if you want to find Bybit. And for any traders, you can use Bitflex. It is not too late to buy Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the beginning. So that's the technical approach, right? That is the technical analysis approach. Now I want to talk a little bit about the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, Bitcoin Strategic Reserve for the US, and also what happened with Michael Saylor. So yesterday, Michael Saylor purchased $4.6 billion of Bitcoin. We know that he's been buying Bitcoin for like forever, but this was his largest purchase by far, right? So you can see here, now he has $30.8 billion worth in Bitcoin, a $14 billion gain on all of his investments. His average dollar cost price went up almost to 50K now, so it's sitting at around $47,000 as his DCA level. And with the $4.6 billion purchase, of course, it destroyed his average buying of around $30,000. And you can see this man has bought every single price possible. He's bought the top several times. He's bought the dip many times, and he's bought the tops here, and he just bought the top again. That is the strategy. You just need to constantly buy Bitcoin. And look, the simple math is that if you buy Bitcoin and hold it for 4 years, you're going to be in profit regardless. That is the mathematics behind Bitcoin. So if you're a parent watching this video, if you put your kid's trust fund, so if you're putting, let's say, $1,000 per month into your kid's trust fund, instead of putting $1,000, put $1,000 into Bitcoin. You have an average annual appreciation of 45%. And in the case of a super cycle, probably even more. If you put $1,000 per month into your child's trust fund, there is a chance your child becomes wealthier than you in just a couple of years. So that is the best tip that I can give anyone. Of course, nothing that I say is financial advice. It is just my personal analysis, my personal outlooks, etc., etc. But Michael Saylor is doing it. He has more capital in terms of cash than ExxonMobil, which is unbelievable. If you look at MicroStrategy stock, it's at $418. I've been saying that if MicroStrategy breaks this consolidation here, we're going to go a lot higher. So if you have the power to buy MicroStrategy stock, then do it. I don't know if anybody did that. If you did, congratulations. We went up 125%. For anybody wondering how this is possible, basically because MicroStrategy is one of the most volatile stocks on the S&P 500, and it's a Bitcoin reserve. It's a Bitcoin accumulation Bitcoin accumulation focused company. And because Bitcoin goes up 45% per year, what it's able to do is it's able to offer convertible notes. So there's something called convertible notes that it can offer to options traders who love the volatility of MicroStrategy. It's basically double the volatility that Bitcoin produces. So if Bitcoin is at a 50 in terms of volatility, MicroStrategy is considered 100. So options traders love that volatility, and they are able to loan MicroStrategy the billions of dollars they need to then go ahead and buy more Bitcoin shares. That is kind of, in very simple terms, how the model works. And if you look at, MicroStrategy derivative ETFs, so there's like a MicroStrategy volatility times 2 ETF, which reached $2 billion in assets under management within like 2 weeks or something. So options traders and Wall Street loves MicroStrategy stock overall, and that is how every time the price of Bitcoin goes up, MSTR stock price goes up. He's able to loan higher amounts to people, therefore buy more Bitcoin. That is kind of how his model works, and it's genius. Nobody else in the world has this model. That is number one. The second important thing that I want to go through is the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill, which I think has a very large percentage of not the bill itself being passed, but I do see something like the bill happening. If we go to the Congress's official website, you can see that it has been introduced by Senator Cynthia Lummis, but it's still not passed the Senate, it's still not passed the House, or it's not even gone to the president, right? So what happens in Congress or in Senate or the House of Representatives, if somebody's introducing a bill, it goes through multiple stages. So the first thing it happens is that it goes and gets introduced by a specific senator or a congressperson. After it is introduced, it is discussed, and then it's sent to something called subcommittees. So if we go to Senate subcommittees, you can see that there are a bunch of different subcommittees for the Senate. So if it's a bill based off of agriculture, or if it's a bill based off of, let's say, banking, it will go to, for agriculture, it will go to this particular subcommittee, and it will be discussed and debated between 23 total members. So what happens in this stage is that most of the bills actually get eradicated. So if you have a bill that's introduced, when it goes to the subcommittee for discussion, debate, and they go over what should be changed and what they should include, what they should remove, at this stage, most of the bills die. In the past 2 years, there's been 10,000 bills introduced to the Senate or to the Congress, but only 3% have been able to get passed. So the subcommittee stage is very important. And in this case, it should go to the Banking and Housing Urban Affairs um, section of the subcommittee. And what's cool is Tim Scott is a massive Bitcoiner. So there's two huge Bitcoiners in the Senate. One of them is Senator Cynthia Lummis, and the other one is Tim Scott. So him being the ranking member of the Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs committee is actually incredible because it allows the subcommittee to have much more flexibility in pushing the Bitcoin bill forward, and more importantly, to have correct legislation to make sure that the Bitcoin bill suffices in what it should originally do. It's not going to spin off into something completely different. So that is fantastic. You're already increasing the chances of an SBR bill getting passed through because Tim Scott is one of the biggest Bitcoiners in the Senate alongside Senator Cynthia Lummis. So that stage is already going to get passed. If we go back, right, so that's the passed in the Senate. That's the subcommittee stage. Then it has to get voted, right? So after you have some sort of legislation, you need to have a vote in the House. So usually the majority and the minority leader in Senate, they discuss, they negotiate, and if that's passed through, then you get a voting. And if the voting is passed through, then you go to the president. So the voting stage is going to be the interesting part and the most difficult part, in my opinion, for the bill to go and become law. But when it gets past the president, we know that he's incredibly bullish on Bitcoin. You have RFK, Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, all full Bitcoiners, and they're going to be the head of the Trump campaign. So I think there's a very large percentage chance of this bill getting passed. And what will happen is it will be a fight between Western society and Eastern society that believe Easterns believe that gold is what's going to push them to power. And there's huge de-dollarization. So I think Trump realizes that there is huge de-dollarization happening from BRICS, etc. So they're using Bitcoin as a way to push the value of the dollar higher, if it makes sense. Because East is doing that with gold, the West is doing it with Bitcoin, which is unbelievable. Um, so we live in crazy times. Like there is going to be a stage where different nations across the world are going to jump into accumulating more Bitcoin and printing more money. They can't print money, but they're going to borrow money to buy Bitcoin, just like nations do it with gold to increase the value of their currency. They're going to do it with Bitcoin because they have to, because the US is doing it. And the others have to do it as well because it's going to work for the US. The price of Bitcoin is just going to perpetually continue skyrocketing to the upside. That is how it works. So incredible times are ahead for Bitcoin. Not enough to fit into an 18-minute video, but the best thing that you can possibly do, take it from a 17-year-old kid. Probably not the best thing to say, but buy Bitcoin and you're going to be happy. So guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all on the next video very soon. So guys, take care and bye-bye.